Good morning, children. This morning session is meant for class 9, and we are going to do Beehive, lesson number 5, The Snake and the Mirror by Vakum Muhammad Wasir. Well, this story is based on the theme that the theme is vanity, pride. See, man is so, proud of his beauty, his physical beauty, that at times he becomes so stupid in his attempt to estimate his own self. Though this lesson actually teaches us an important fact that we should try to live in a real world. We should not live in a world which is a fictitious one. So we should always try to live in a real world. This story is about a homeopathic doctor who lived in, who was very handsome, unmarried, and who lived in a rented house. The house was having tiled roof and two windows, but there was no electricity in the room. So one evening he went to a hotel, a restaurant, had his meal, and came back home. He sat on his chair in front of a huge table on which stood a beautiful mirror, and on the mirror there was a lamp. So he lit the kerosene lamp and started reading a medical book. He in at just Suddenly he looked into the mirror and started appreciating his beauty and admiring his beauty. He got lost in the dream of his own self. Later on, his daydreaming shifted from self admiration to his future planning. He thought of marrying a rich lady doctor, um, though fat, but having lot of property. And just he was thinking about his future plan. Suddenly, there was a complete silence. As his room was infested with rats, the rats stopped scampering all of a sudden, and there was a complete silence. Suddenly, he heard something falling behind him. He was very slow to react. While he was engrossed in his future plan and his marriage, and just thought of marrying a rich lady, though fat, he was so engrossed in his daydreaming that he didn't even, give much importance to the sudden silence in the room. The rats had stopped scampering. There was sound of something falling behind him, and then by that time a snake had just fallen behind him, and he behind his chair, wriggled on his shoulder and coiled around his left arm above the elbow. It was a dangerous snake. Its hood spread out 3 inches away from his face. The doctor sat there like a stone statue. It's not making any movement lest the snake strikes him. Suddenly he realized the presence of God. He just thought that God had come to punish him for his stupid thoughts and admiration. And so, the moment he accepted his true worth, God appeared pleased, and the snake left his hold and went on the table and sat just on the table. And he was fortunately saved by the snake. The snake itself started looking into the mirror, admiring its own beauty. By the time the doctor got up silently and sprinted out of his room and ran away without locking the door. The next morning, when he came to take off his belongings, there was nothing, everything had been stolen. So that is how the story comes to an end. But it teaches a morale that we should try to live in a real world. We should not be always in daydreaming. We should not always be proud and vain of our physical beauty, because physical beauty is just short lived, and the real world is the real world. We should never try to assess our own physical appearance in a wrong manner. Well, it is good to, have the presence of God in our mind, because that Almighty always saves us. Had it not been so, the doctor would not have been saved by God. The snake would have beaten him and he would have died. However, this story comes to a very happy ending. Though he lost his belonging, but he escaped unhurt, and that is how the story comes to an end. Thank you. Have a nice day.